In this video, we're going to talk about one name, one Inferno, a Furious Reprisal, a rekindled fury. Alright, enough with the dramatics. Alright, my brothers and my sisters from another mister. This is a comic book review of The Scorched, issue number 24, brought to you by Rated Comics. Let's get to it. And you're going to see what I mean by all that at the beginning with the rekindled fury. So in the beginning, in this terrain, there's a ruin of which almost nothing is known. An old church unmentioned in any history book. Its details a mystery to even the most learned scholar. Almost as if all knowledge of it was erased many centuries ago. As if it were meant to be forgotten for good damn reason. But until tonight, until these bros dig up the stone and they find a passageway, and this guy tells Master Bishop, like, here it is, and Mr. Bishop is like, of course it is. He has that sinister look, like, let's go down there. But as they go down there, this place, it was built like 3 or 4 decades into the 16th century or something like that, but it was built for a specific purpose. And it doesn't look like any church. No, says Bishop, it's not a church. It's a place of worship, but this is not a holy place. But as you can see, it ain't holy, and now Bishop is getting scared about what he's seeing because a blade sliced through his people in a whisper and in a quiet way, but very menacing. Now then, the man Bishop is all alone. The daughter of darkness, mistress of deceit. I'm here to free you, says the bishop. Free me? You think you're capable of that? That looks creepy, man. And he's like, yes, I know I am. And I know who it is you truly hate. Before you kill me, the one that put you here still lives. If I release you, you could remedy that, alright? I'm gonna give you revenge. And she's like, okay, I've been locked here for far too long with only my hunger and my hate. If you have the power to give me my freedom, then release me. Let me finally have my revenge. You telling me something like this, a creature like that, a simple door was keeping her at bay? But there's gotta be something more magical at stake here. Now, in the previous issue, Jessica Priest quit the Scorch, or at least Al Simmons gave her that option. So for Jessica Priest, the last few weeks have been eventful for her. Her team, the Scorched, saved the world, but in that process, Jessica almost lost herself. Self-doubt and guilt came bubbling to the surface. That was before she went toe-to-toe with her mentor, her friend, the one person she feared and respected more than anyone else, Al Simmons. Things got ugly, but eventually, Al set her straight. And she goes into this Pitchfork bar for an ice cold beer. It looks like a bar nearby my house, Pappy's and Harriet's. If you check that out, Google it. It looks like it, so to speak, without the signage, so to speak. But sometimes even a long, fast, hard ride is exactly what Jessica needs to clear her head. Okay, my mind went somewhere else on that. Bruh. But other times, all she needs is company. So she sits down next to Mark at the bar. Mark, who's low-key got his medieval Spawn mask over there, but Jessica tells him, you're gonna need that helmet today. So Mark is like, okay, didn't know why you asked me here. Maybe you were expecting trouble, so I thought I'd be prepared, No trouble today, says Jessica Priest. I just want to take a shot. So Mark goes into this dialogue like, truth is, I don't like being too far from it, and it doesn't like being too far away from me either. So she asks him, how does this whole medieval Spawn work? I've never understood it. You and medieval, is it like there's two voices in your head, or is it like two minds sharing one body? And Mark is like, well, hard to explain. I mean, there's a separation between us, but sometimes I just know things or can feel what he is feeling. Sometimes when I see my reflection, it's his. Other times I catch a glimpse of myself as Sir John of York, the man he used to be. More and more it's getting harder to tell where I end and where medieval begins. And the longer medieval's part of me, the less I feel like myself. I hate it. So Redeemer comes in like, hey man, am I interrupting anything? And they're all not in masks. They're not in their costumes, I said mask, so forgive me on that. Redeemer asked Jessica Priest, are you actually quitting the Scorch? And she was like, well, I was thinking about it, but Al set me straight. Now I'm thinking about something else. That's why I'm here, to talk to you guys about it. But before she could get into that, these guys, Bishop, the guy who released whatever that creature was from the beginning, tells her, hey Big Red, what's a fine woman like you doing with those two nerd boys, huh? When you could have a real man, huh? Oh, I love to be with some real men. Be sure to point them out if you can, alright? If they show up, says Jessica Priest. Cool clackback. Oh, says the guy, you think you're a funny lady? And Redeemer's like, listen, friend, we just came for some quiet conversation. We're not looking for any trouble. That's your problem. I want the smoke. See these hands. So Mark is like, okay, should I get my helmet on now? And then Jessica Capri's like, no, Mark, no helmets, because no powers are needed at this time. We do not need them. And she goes to work on bro, just letting him know like, hey, I'm looking for the smoke. And she just goes to work on him like, hey, I'm looking for the smoke and you about to get this smoke. Let's start up the fire. So what happened next could hardly be considered a fight. More like a brutal thrashing. In their short time together, the Scorched have faced impossible odds, danger, and fought insurmountable enemies. This was none of those things. The only thing that hit any of these three teammates was a revelation of how well they fought together. Because there's no denying after all they've been through, they've since become a team, and a damn good one. So I think that was the clarity Jessica needed to, realize, hey, I'm not quitting the Scorched. And she tells Redeemer that, hey, you know what? This made me realize I'm not quitting. We're a team now. So the answer is no, but there's going to be a few changes, all right? Al's going to be stepping away from things. He's dealing with his own stuff. And Jessica tells the team that I got a feeling that things will get a lot worse for Al before it gets better. And she continues with her speech. So that currently makes us a Scorched. We could be many things. Sometimes we'll be a hammer, sometimes we'll be a scalpel, and other times we need to be a shadow. And the others like Monolith, Soul Crusher, Haunt, the Freak, they're just tools. We use them as needed. So this is like the Avengers cast. We're just gonna shuffle up the cast and shuffle up the roster kind of deal. So Jessica Priest tells him, Al left me in charge, but only if I was 100% committed, and I am. But bad things are coming, so we all need to be committed to this and my leadership. Can I count on you guys? She puts the hands up, they put the hands back in, and they're like, hey man, welcome to the team. And so Jessica asks Redeemer a question. I like to clear some things up. What should I call you when we're not in costume? I can't call you Redeemer all the time. And before he can tell his name, a crash in the window with all these decapitated heads and bodies go in. So now they're like, okay, we need to put in our costumes on now because some shit's about to go down. John of York. And that was the former identity of Medieval Spawn. We have unfinished business. Harley, says Medieval Spawn, one of the very worst of my enemies. Back from my time. Friend of yours? And Medieval's like, yeah, I thought I killed her. You can be sure I won't make the mistake of leaving you alive again. Does she seem familiar to any one of you guys? Give the order, Medieval, and we'll do it. You trapped me and left me for dead. Big difference. The idea of killing you kept me alive all these centuries. Has the Flibiac family name been forgotten? What of my brothers? Does the Violator still live? Oh, hell no, that's a Violator relative. You know she's coming in with that smoke. And she continues her dialogue. Or can it be his sister, the last one standing? If that's true, then I'll take my revenge out on all of you. You'll see why I'm still alive. They call me the Fissurator. And that is the end of The Scorched, issue number 24. One name, one Inferno, a Furious Reprisal, and a rekindled fury. That's what I was talking about at the end. Sorry for the dramatics on this, but that's what I was talking about. What you guys think of the comic book? Comment below, let me know. Also, link in description if you wish to add this comic book and or any of our other Rated Comics limited print exclusives to add to your comic book collection. Support the art, support the industry. Lastly, this review is sponsored by coffee. So if you'd like to buy your boy a cup of coffee, link in description or donate to the super thanks. But the greatest compliment you guys can do is by liking this video and subscribing to Rated Comics YouTube channel. Thank you again for watching. Until next time.